They were behind 1-0 last I saw. I hope it's better luck than the Indians-Thai war. Indians lost a tough game last night, and the Reds lost a tough game on the noon game. So we'll see. I want to begin today talking for a moment about the presidential debate that occurred on Tuesday night. I want to congratulate the Cleveland Clinic, Case Western Reserve University, Mayor Jackson, the city of Cleveland, and the police department. They all did a great job. We're very, very proud of the job that they did. So Ohioans, we were certainly very proud to host this debate. However, the debate itself was certainly not our country's finest hour or not our country's finest 90 minutes. I hope that the next debate will focus on the future, on the vital issues, on the decisions that the next president of the United States will have to make, on the substantive issues that this country faces. This is a very important election. As you know, I support President Trump. His choices for federal district and circuit court judges have been exemplary. His choices for Supreme Court have as well been excellent. His most recent nomination of Judge Barrett is also excellent. I could not be happier with the nomination. I believe his tough stance in trade negotiations will continue in the future to expand job growth in Ohio and in this country. I've known Joe Biden for many years, having served in the United States Senate with him. While many times we may have disagreed on policy issues, I know that he too wants what is best for this country of ours. The name calling by both candidates is simply not helpful. The name calling by both candidates is not productive. Now, each of us saw this debate through our own eyes, our own lens, through the prism of our own beliefs and the candidate that we support. However, I do believe that there can be agreement on what we as Americans have a right to see in the next debate. What is needed in the next debate is a robust, energetic debate on the challenges that the next president will face. And as in presidential debates of the past, each candidate has an obligation to articulate a vision for the future of this country, to articulate what kind of a country that candidate believes we should be leaving to our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. As I've done in the past at several of these press conferences, I want to talk about hate in America. And this is something that deeply concerns me. There are fringe groups and individuals in this country of both the right and the left who simply do not share our common values, who do not share the great values of this country. There are haters. There are people who hate Jews, Muslims, African Americans, and we could go on and on. There is no place in America, no place in this great country for that. There are people who believe that violence is the way to achieve political ends. That is not right. And I want to again speak out against that. White supremacists know only hate. Anti-Semites know only hate. And we could go on and on. It sickens me that there are people in our country who perpetrate this hate, violence, and the work to divide us. We cannot let these fringe groups of the right or left divide us. We cannot let them into that system when they preach violence, when they preach hate. As I said at the end of May following the death of George Floyd, we have a responsibility to each other. We have a responsibility to our country. In all aspects of our lives, we simply must not allow hate to prevail over love, over kindness, over compassion, especially in these times of uncertainty, fear, division. Because, to paraphrase the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, hate is too great a burden for this country. I want to talk now again about the sanctity of the Ohio election process. We have a long, long history in this state of running fair, transparent elections. Because of laws passed by the General Assembly, work done by Republican and Democrat secretaries of the state in the past, and the current Secretary of State, Frank LaRose, and because of Democrats and Republicans working together at the county level and at the precinct level. They have worked together successfully for decades. And because of this history, and because of what we have done in the past and what we're going to continue to do, Ohioans can be assured of a fair, orderly election this November. As our history proves, our election process in Ohio is orderly. It is transparent. It's bipartisan. As Ohioans can and should expect, the will of the people in November will be respected. In Ohio and in this country, elections are sacred. There is a sanctity to our election process. We give them proper respect. There's a reason. The flags outside the polling places are there not only to signal where that precinct is or where that voting place is, but they also say to the approaching voter, this is truly a special place. Inside these flags, you and your vote are safe. Campaigning ceases inside this space so that voting can go on unfettered, so that people can feel safe and confident and heard. My commitment to every Ohio voter is this: we will not tolerate any interference in this sacred process. We will, as we have done in the past, protect each citizen's right to vote and to have their vote counted.